Hi everyone, how are you? It's Stacy here, and in this video I want to talk to you about how to break a soul tie. If you're not familiar with who I am, I'm an infidelity coach, and I help women who have had an affair heal from their affair and grow into the person that God has created them to be. I teach you guys how to become a better you and how to find your purpose, and to most importantly make sure infidelity is not a part of your future. So if you have any more questions about me or how to work with me one-on-one, please check the description box below, because I always leave tons of information for you guys down there, free resources on my website, and just a bunch of good stuff. So check the box below. Okay, so let's talk about how to break a soul tie. I'm going to read you a little clip from my blog. I actually have a blog post that goes along with this, so that is full of information as well, just covering some other things that I could not get into in this video because it would be way too long. So let me just read you a little clip. It's actually from my journaling back when I was recovering from my affair partner. I go to sleep and you are there. I wake up and you are there. Thoughts of you have consumed me. I can't stop replaying our time together, our first text, our first kiss, our first night together, and our last text. It all just recycles through my mind. I want to call you, but I shouldn't. With every text I receive, I secretly wish it was you. I have to stop this obsessive thinking, but I don't want to. I'm entangled in the memories, my desires, my fantasies. Why can't I break free? My head is spinning. How do I escape what brings me so much comfort? So I was writing this not too long after my affair had ended, and it was just a bad place for me. I was just struggling to get over it. I didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't understand why I was having such a hard time of getting over it. I really just kind of felt stuck. And that's when I started to learn about soul ties. That's when God started to teach me about how they're formed, how we can get out of them, how we stay stuck in them, and that type of thing. So in this video, we're going to talk about what a soul tie is, how to know if you have one, and how to break free. And I will give you some tips on, what I did that finally set me free, because I struggled with this way longer than I should have. So let's get into it. A soul tie is when two people become one in mind, body, and emotions. It's like an invisible umbilical cord. If you think about a mom and the baby, there's an umbilical cord attached that feeds the baby. It's kind of the same with a soul tie. You both feed off of each other, and you're tied together, and you can't really see it, but it's there. In my study, I was wondering why we even have soul ties to begin with, but I discovered that God actually is the one that created soul ties. In Matthew 19:4-6, it says that a man will leave his father and mother and is firmly bonded to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So God did this. He created this. He put this in motion. He put the chemicals in our body to start flowing so we would bond with our spouse, and he set it off that way, and it's a good way to be. Those chemicals do feel good, and they do cause contentment and things like that. He just wanted that connection to be between a husband and a wife until death. He didn't mean it to for us to go and bond with everybody else, but we do that whenever we step outside of the boundary of marriage. So godly soul ties are healthy. Like I just said, they're an essential part of God's plan for relationships. We can have a soul tie with friends, and I'm going to leave some verses down below of some healthy soul ties in the Bible in the description box if you want to check those out, because there are some healthy ones that the Bible speaks of. Now, soul ties are formed on a chemical level. And again, if you are interested in the chemical part of this, which is, I think, very important to help you understand your body and what you're going through, I have that information in my blog. So they do form on a chemical level. Now, ungodly soul ties are formed when we step outside of marriage, like I just said, outside of the boundary, because, falling in love with somebody is in you. Your ability to do that is in you, and it's going to happen whether you're married or not. So meaning if you go out and flirt or you meet somebody and you guys have this connection with, that ability to become attached to them and fall in love with them is there. It doesn't go away just because you get married. You just have to guard against it. So, okay, unhealthy soul ties are meant to trap and enslave us to our emotions and to our affair partner, because when you have a soul tie, you are mainly acting out of your emotions. You're basing your decisions, you're making choices, you are reacting, and it's all coming from your emotions. So that's what, the enemy sends us, this affair partner, is to enslave us to our emotions and to this person, because we are not slaves to anyone. We are for God. God is our God, and He is the Lord of our life, and we should be listening, to Him, not being ruled. The Bible says that God leads and guides us, but when you're enslaved, then you're ruled, then you're driven, then you feel like you have to do something. Even if you don't want to do it, you still feel like you have to do it. So that's when we become enslaved. It was when, we have this soul tie and we just can't break free. Unhealthy soul ties can lead to codependency, and codependency is an excessive reliance on someone else for approval and identity. So I've seen that. I've been there. I believe I suffered from, being codependent, on my affair partner. And many times during an affair, we can lose our sense of self. And most of the time when we enter into the affair, we have low self-esteem. So the affair partner kind of, when they come along, they help us build up our identity. If we were struggling in the marriage to feel like we were accepted, or if we have childhood wounds where we don't feel like we was accepted, and now this person comes along and they accept us, and all of a sudden we have this identity of, hey, I'm accepted by this person, so I'm gonna stay here, and I need it. We get our worth from them, and it's a false sense of identity, is what's going on. It's a perceived identity, and that's how we live, and that's not a very healthy place to be, because if they, if our affair partner goes crazy or dumps us or whatever, then our identity is definitely going to sink even further, and that's what's going to cause us to really think, well, who am I? Because I've lost myself. I really don't know who I am anymore. Okay, so 3 signs that you have a soul tie. Number 1, if you withdraw into memories and times of loneliness and sadness. I did this, oh my God, I did this for a long time. It just comforted me, and I just enjoyed being there, and that in my little world, and that's where I stayed, and this brought havoc to my life. This was one of the main ones. That's why I have it as number 1. This is one of the main ones that God really hit home on, telling me this is something you have to stop doing, or you're going to continue to ruin your life. Number 2, if you find yourself obsessing over your affair partner when they are what you think about constantly, that's my note. So that little clip I read you from my journal in the beginning of the video, if you find yourself there, if you find yourself obsessing over them, you can't stop thinking about them, you stalk them, all of this stuff, they just consume your thoughts, you have a soul tie. Number 3, when you know this person is bad for you, but yet you persist anyways with being with them, that is a soul tie. I know you're not good for me. I know this is not good for me. I stand to lose so much, but yet I'm coming after you. That's a soul tie. And since we bond on a chemical level through a dopamine reward, we have to stop doing things that reward our system. So, yeah, I skipped the last title. So how do we break it? All right, that's when I want to say, since we bond on a chemical level, we have to break that chemical reward. So we think about them, dopamine floods our body, we get a reward, we get this habit of, this feels good, this is what I need, I'm going to keep doing it. So we have to stop stalking Facebook, replaying memories and thoughts of, what if we see them again? What if we have a future together? Those things really cause a lot of harm to us and really keeps us tied to them. So breaking a soul tie is not just a prayer that we're going to pray to God and say, hey, cut these invisible ties. It's also what we're thinking about, because thinking about them and constantly rewarding our system with them is going to keep us stuck with them. It's going to keep us tied to them. So that's something that we have to stop doing. All of this behavior just keeps us entangled, because as long as they stay entangled in our minds, then the longer we're going to stay in this uproar or in this desire of I have to be with you, I need you in my life. So a soul tie is formed in the emotional realm. So to break it, we must change our mind and our emotions. That means that our mind, we have to stop thinking about them and stop remembering the past. So we have to think about what we're thinking about to break the soul tie. The soul tie is just what it says. It's in the soulish realm where our mind, will, and emotions are. So that's where we have to conquer it. We have to go into our minds and we have to really pay attention to what we're thinking about, and we have to change that neural pathway. Our affair partner has become a habit for however many months, years you've been with them. So now we need to change that and create a new pathway. So next, our will. We have to surrender our will to God. No, we don't want to stop thinking about them. Maybe we didn't want the affair to end. Maybe we thought this was the best thing since sliced bread, but it's not serving us. It's not benefiting our life. So we have to surrender that will over to God and say, okay, Lord, here, this is what I want to do, but I'm going to give it to you and ask that you replace my will, give me your desires. Tell me what you want me to do and show me how I can change in this area. The next one is our emotions. Ask yourself, what deep need is he fulfilling for you? Is he really fulfilling anything for you still? Or are you just believing that that person is the guy of your dreams, or they're fulfilling all your needs? You really have to think about what in you needs in them. Like, what is it? Why are they still a part of your thinking? And the next step after that is to say, okay, God, your word promises that you will fulfill all my needs. So reveal to me what this need is that I have inside of me and take it from me. Take this need from me and you fill it up. Show me what it is. Because sometimes we turn wants into needs, and then all of a sudden we think we have to have this person and we need this person, and you really don't need them to survive. So, okay, that is all of how to break a soul tie. Now, if you want help in how to change your mind, how to get out of this neural pathway of being obsessed with your affair partner, then message me, set up an appointment. This is where we work. This is what I do with my clients, is I help them break free from all of this stuff that's in their head, because this is where we're really entangled at, is in our minds. We think it's in our heart, but it's in here. It's all of it entwined together, and that's where we really need to break free. So that's what I do in my practice, is I help us break free. So again, all the information will be in the description box, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you have any questions, please email me. I love hearing from you. If you have anything that you want me to specifically talk about, please email me that. Leave it in the comments, and I will put it on the list of videos. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.